Lee, Jim Utter, Mike Mulhern.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Can you talk a little bit about Carson's development? We saw the video this week that you did with her, and just her results alone are pretty promising, even at, such a young age.
Yeah, they are, and I've seen her race myself, and she does really, really good. For whatever reason, she's got the speed to be competitive, and she's not scared of it at all. And I don't know how she knows how to go around a dirt track and drive sideways and all those things, because she's just a little girl, but she knows, she just knows. And so I didn't see it coming, but she's a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to listen to. It's really changed her as a person too. I think the best thing about it is for her to get in there and do that really matured her as a person and made her a better individual to learn how to win, learn how to lose, and do those things with integrity. At first when she would lose, she didn't do too well with that, and so she's become a much better person for it, and I think it's helped her out, not tremendously away from the track, in school and everything else. She's done a lot better.
Let's go Jim Utter and then Mike Mulhern. Jim's over here, you're right, Dale.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Dale, a lot of people are easy to pick out the four-tire pit stop from last weekend and say your team was never the same after that. But as far as the rest of the day went, was it really as simple as that?
Pretty much. We got, we took those four tires there and we got behind so many race cars. Our car, when we were leading the race there out front, it was really, really tight. We needed to work on it. And I was thinking, man, I'm just lucky to be in clean air, because if I was in traffic, even if I was running second or third, we were going to have some trouble because the car was so tight leading the race. And I should have talked to Steve about that more and said, we aren't guaranteed to come out of pit road in first place every time. So let's talk about what happens if we come out fourth or fifth or get beat by a few guys. And we come out 18th, and I knew it was going to be trouble. So, and we pushed the rest of the day, really. And we worked on the car and improved it, and we got really, really close to solving our problem with about 60 or 80 laps to go. And again, I got nervous about freeing the car up more, and we didn't make enough adjustments those last few opportunities on pit road we had, and that cost us a couple spots. We had the car turning, we had it freed up with about 80 laps to go. We made some adjustments that really hit on it, and we should have kept doing that, and we didn't. And I take responsibility for that, because I got to be able to tell him what the car's doing. He can't guess and imagine what's happening from the pit box. He has to get information from me. And I need to get a little more aggressive there.
Mike Mulhern, go ahead.
Mike Mulhern, MikeMulhern.net. I'm intrigued by what you were saying earlier about the new technology and all the new data that you guys have as to maybe affecting the sport in bigger ways than what we were expecting. Carburetor versus EFI doesn't sound like a big deal, but apparently at Las Vegas, all the engine motors I talked to said that was going to be a big deal, and all of a sudden the drivers are really looking at a whole lot of stuff. Can you amplify on that? How can this change the sport more than what we're just thinking about?
Well, we used to have really strict limitations on being able to see data on a race weekend, and now with this system we can look at throttle traces, and it's simple things, but it still tells you more than you knew. And to be able to share that among teammates and stuff like that is great. But I think it's nothing that's going to really be detrimental, having that information available, and for years we've salivated over having PI systems on at the racetrack on the weekends and be able to get real true live data from the cars. So this is a step in that direction, and it's exciting for the engineers and the drivers and everybody who gets to use that information. But what I think's happened to the sport over the last several years is the box. We've been boxed in and limited on creativity, the rules with the bodies, things like that. There's a lot less, there's a lot less opportunity for an advantage created by individuals and creativity and talent, you know, so it all stems down to basically every car is built exactly almost the same. There's really no areas where you can be smarter than the next guy. Well, this data gives us that opportunity to open that box up a little bit. And I think if we start just sharing this with everybody, where everybody can kind of look at what everybody's doing, I mean, it's really takes a lot of fun out of it.
Does it put more pressure on you?
It's kind of like this: if you got a video game and everybody knows how to win, well, how fun is that? You know, so, you know, make people sort of give us, you know, it sort of keep the challenge in it without, you know, giving away all the answers.
Any other questions for Dale? Right here, Jeff.
Dale, can you just reflect back on your win here in 2004 and what it meant to you, and 8 years later, where does that rank among your victories?
That was a big deal to me because I'd seen those trophies in my house all my life, and they were the biggest trophies that you could bring home. They were bigger than even the championship trophy. I'd admired the track for how tough it was and how tenacious the races were, and hard the driving was, and how difficult it was on drivers. It's just such a unique racetrack, one of a kind. I think it has proven its popularity through its ticket sales over the years, and its ability to grow and become what it is today. When you look at pictures of it when it was first built and all through the 70s and 80s even, and then see what it is today, it's really amazing the progress and expansion that this little track in Tennessee's had. So, yeah, I just wanted one of those trophies, really, and was really glad to get one. It's right there in my living room. I don't have many trophies in my house, but that's one of them that's there, and it was really even sweeter to have the opportunity to sweep the weekend like we did with the nationwide win the day before.
Far right, Dale. Far right corner. Go ahead.
Nate Hubbard, the Bristol paper. You know, as a Sprint Cup guy, when you race on the nationwide series, you're obviously trying to beat the very guys I'm going to ask about. But how important is it when people like Ricky and even Elliott, you know, regular guys in the nationwide tour, can go out and get some early wins just for the future of the sport?
Yeah, I think it's really good, especially, I mean, you know, Elliott's trying to change directions with his career and get to where he wants to be, and you know, whatever that is. And then you got Ricky, this young kid that it's a great story how he was, you know, struggling and just about to lose his ride, and then to turn it around and become a champion and now a consistent winner on the circuit. Has become one of the hottest commodities in the series and a future star in the sport. So it's great. You know, you love to see guys come from the nationwide series into the Cup series and be successful. You love to see guys do well in that series and keep the talent pool in the Cup series moving forward.
Maybe got time for one more.
I'll take one.
Final question.
Restarts. Are you worried about restarts here? I mean, if somebody misses a gear or EFI messes up or something like that, we got new throttle responses. Are you worried about a big crash on restarts here?
No, not at all. I think that we've learned a lot over the last couple weeks with that system, and yeah, I'm not really worried about it. If it happens, it happens. It's kind of, I'll chalk it up to poor luck and move on. But if there's gremlins in the future with this system, which I don't foresee them for our program, but if they are, I mean, you're not in control of who's gonna get them and who's gonna have those problems. So I won't be too upset if it happens to me, but because it's a learning process, it's a new system, a new deal. But I feel like I feel real confident that Hendrick Motorsports is going to provide me with good equipment every week, and I'm not going to have any problems, and I'm hoping not to run into any problems anybody else is having.
Hi, Dale. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend. Appreciate it. Okay?
Appreciate it.